Hi there, this is Kat, CEO and founder of 10X Business Broker. Today, I want to talk to you about contracts, and what the contracts I want to talk about are if you're selling a business and you do commercial work or you're doing business with contracts. So long-term contract, short-term contract, multi-year contracts, whatever the case may be. So the one thing that when I have an interview with a potential seller is we talk about all the nuances within the business. And if contracts are a part of nuances, one of the questions that I always ask is, are those contracts transferable? Because you need to know if the person that you're agreeing to do the contract with, that if you ever happen to sell the business, that contract will still transfer to the new owner. And as a buyer, if you don't know about contracts and don't know about asking the question if the seller has contracts, the first question you want to ask is, are those transferable? So keep in mind that if a business is working as a woman-owned business, minority-owned business, or veteran-owned business, a lot of times those contracts are based on those different types of positions or status that they're in, because they had to pay for that opportunity to be a veteran-owned business or woman-owned business or minority-owned business. And that allows them to pitch for government contracts. Now, if that business is using those titles to acquire these contracts, you need to know that, because if they're classified as a woman-owned business and getting contracts based on that, and you are not going to have a woman-dominant part in your business, then that's going to really conflict, right? So something to think about and really ask and dig a little deeper. If the contracts are government, or I'm sorry, not government, we just talked about that. If the contracts are commercial, then it's really great to know, and you may want to look at a contract. It's really, really great to know if those contracts are indeed transferable, because you don't want to buy this business and then find out later that none of those contracts are going to apply to your business as the new owner. And then now you have to start all over as a startup, and it's just going to be an uphill battle for you to start all over again. So contracts, so it's a questionable thing. You do want to be aware of them. You want to understand the contracts, and you also want to know the dynamics around the contracts and how they work, because contracts are a great thing, actually. So any business that has contracts, especially multi-year contracts, that is a sellable business. That is an awesome business. So don't be afraid of contracts, please. Do not be afraid of them, because that is an ideal situation when you're acquiring a business that has these contracts in place, because that they're just loyal to that business owner who did a heck of a job in creating the value that they wanted. So think about that as you're thinking or exploring different businesses. Think about that if you're exploring selling your business. You want to sit down and really ask yourself these questions and really go through your contracts and understand the dynamics around them, and a lot of times this, when you're talking to a business broker, is when these things come up and that business owner is like, ooh, let me look into that. Let me check that out, because that's the time for them to really vet out the seller and really set this up so that it's a win-win for the seller and the buyer. This is why it's awesome to work with a business broker. So if you are thinking about selling your business, reach out to me. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I do offer free business valuations, and it helps me in understanding your business. And then it also helps you get to know me and see if you want to work with me to represent your business. Hey, I'm Kat Ramirez, CEO and founder of 10X Business Broker. I look forward to working with you. So I look forward to seeing you on the other side.